year, I think we met on January the 4th, but fairly short agenda, and I think the minutes reflected that we're in and out in less than 40 minutes. So this one should probably...
See if we can beat that record.
Everybody ready to go?
Yes, sir. Yeah.
All right, we will go ahead and call this meeting to order.
Yeah,
First thing I'd like to do is to observe a moment of silence, aware of the situation. Remembrance of Miss Karen Spalding. Thank you all.
Judge, I'd like to make a motion that it go on the recorded record that the appreciation that we all have for Karen, because we've all worked with elected officials for many years, and I'll say this: there was no one that worked any harder, or took her job any more serious, or tried to take care of the citizens of Marion County. So,
I'll second that. That's right. I think she done a great job.
She's the epitome of a public servant, that's for sure.
Better call the roll there, Mr. Secretary.
I'm working on it.
Go ahead and call the roll and establish a full quorum.
Mr. Coyle?
Here.
Mr. Masterson?
Here.
Mr. Smothers?
Here.
Mr. Wicker? Mr. Elder?
yes.
Here we have the full complement of magistrates. We can proceed. Okay, everybody got a copy of the packet and the minutes? Have a motion to approve the minutes of the previous meeting?
Second.
No discussion. We'll proceed to vote.
Mr. Smothers?
Yes.
Mr. Wicker?
Yes.
Mr. Elder?
Yes.
Mr. Masterson?
Yes.
Mr. Coyle?
Yes.
Motion passed.
Unanimous. Item number 2, y'all had in the packet the copy of the notification letter from Mr. Tony Wilder, the Commissioner of the Department of Local Government, on the approval of the CDBG grant from the, I guess the application we put in back in March. It was revised a little and we modified our match some. Talked to Mike Burris today. He has already begun the, I guess, the 9 listed items, that need to be done within the first 45 days. It just looks like 8 here. But anyway, all I really wanted to do was to get the court approval to accept the funds as we have applied for the Marion County Industries Expansion Project.
Second.
If you would add one thing to that Mike brought up today, item number 2, their applicant must assure that CDBG funds drawn be set up in a non-interest bearing special account. He recommended we set up an account just titled Marion County Industries. So did you make it a part of your motion?
That's part of the motion.
Judge, one question before we vote. I noticed also, and maybe you've addressed this, but we had the option with the property owner.
We extended that on Monday.
Okay, good deal. So that's been done.
There's a copy of that attached to your paperwork there.
Thank you.
Then the items that will be completed, some of them has to be done by January 15th.
That's just to return this
Return it,
letter.
and then the rest of it
The other
31st.
9 have to be completed in the first 45 days, and that's
Right.
what Mike Burris is working on.
Okay.
Is there any more discussion? If not, we'll proceed to vote.
Mr. Elder?
Yes.
Mr. Wicker?
Yes.
Mr. Smothers?
Yes.
Mr. Coyle?
Yes.
Mr. Masterson?
Yes.
Okay, item number 3, You all had on your desk, on top of that additional bill, you had one other thing that was the final review or the summary of the jail medical. It's that over there. It's got the sticker on it that says final review. I guess even today, Jailer Brady, myself, Treasurer Kevin Cochran, and Joanna and April met and had a final full discussion. And if you all look at that report that was laid on your desk today, the letter and the first page of that report kind of gives the, I guess, the comparative summary. Jailer Brady might speak to it just real briefly. It kind of speaks for itself, but give his official recommendation.
One thing for sure, we had 4 companies that bid, and we was within a less than 1% on about 3 of them. A little bit of variance on the third one, but there's all in the same ballpark. Nonetheless, the company that we're currently with, ComEd, their parent company, which is Correct Care Solutions, has kind of, not really the parent company, they own them, so they've stepped to the table, and of course in the negotiations they've responded well to some of our concerns, and they took a lot of stuff off of the full cost, which will be should be like attractive enough that we get some return back from our pool like we've been told we would, but we never have. The only thing I like to really say, of course, again, that's out of all the options, it's hands down that CCS and ComEd were the better deal. Judge sat on the committee, Joanna sat on the committee, April, and Kevin Cochran, but I have to commend all of them for their input in the process. But I want to most definitely applaud our county treasurer, because he was a stickler with every one of them. He had a lot of questions. He had a lot of he did a lot of comparison and pushing. So Kevin, I appreciate your input with the process, and thank you for helping.
Motion to approve CCS.
Good job.
Second.
Beat it hands down. I mean, if you look at everything, it's not even close. It's compared to the other ones,
Not the contract language,
Right.
contract language and everything.
all the services they're offered.
Yeah, they actually increased them for us this time.
Any more discussion? Go ahead and vote.
Mr. Masterson?
Yes.
Mr. Elder?
Yes.
Mr. Wicker?
Yes.
Mr. Smothers?
Yes.
Mr. Coyle?
Yes.
Motion passed.
Just one little comment in hindsight of all the discussions, the review, and the process that Jailer Brady went through doing due diligence to get the best services at the best price. I've got to applaud Jailer Brady for going the extra mile and setting up the conferences with these companies. And even though Kevin's documented the increased cost over the last 4 or 5 years, just a product of the times, I guess. We're blame it on Affordable Care Act, blame it on just the times. Yeah, we're all absorbing part of it, looks like. Okay, item number 4 probably is related to that just a little bit, and that's this transfer request. We have $25,000 remaining in our current budget to reserve for transfer to the
Motion to
detention center.
approve.
Second.
More discussion? We'll go ahead and vote on the approval of the transfer.
Mr. Smothers?
Yes.
Mr. Elder?
Yes.
Mr. Wicker?
Yes.
Mr. Masterson?
Yes.
Mr. Coyle? Yes. Motion passed.